Well, it's time to make our personal finances work better for us. Let's bring in Maya Fisher-French today. She talks to us about how to retire and give your child a financial boost. Morning, Maya. How do we do that?
So, Jane, one of the things I always find when people come to retirement is they say, how can I use my retirement funds to give something to my child now? Because my kid's now 30, in the early 30s, they need that kind of financial boost. And, of course, most people get to retirement without enough money in the first place, let alone having extra money for their kids. So what I actually did, I just took out my calculator and I thought, what if you put 500 Rand away? Your child's born and you just put 500 Rand away every month and you just leave it. You have a little escalation to make sure that 500 Rand stays up with inflation, so you increase it every year by 5%. And over time, by the time, in 30 years' time, when you retire, what would your 30-year-old child have? And it actually works out at 800,000 Rand in today's value. So what 800,000 Rand is worth today is what you would be able to give your kid when they're 30 and for their 30th birthday present. And I just thought, what a fantastic opportunity that you could give your children. And the one thing, you know, when you're having kids, especially at that time of your life, you don't have a lot of money necessarily. In fact, we generally tend to never have a lot of money, but we do have time. And if you can start using time to build up and leave your children a legacy, that's very powerful. And Jane, if your child at 30 decides, you know what, I'm not going to take that 800,000 Rand and put a deposit down on a house or buy a flashy car, and they just left it, it would be worth 3.2 million when they retired in today's value.
Oh,
so
wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. This is time. Use time. You may not have a lot of money, but you've got a lot of time.
All right, so investing that money in that time, other than putting it into a bank account?
So that's critical. The most important thing you can do at that point is to put it into a tax-free savings account, which is market related. So get a growth, you know, not just into a bank account, because that's not really going to, interest there is not going to give you the kind of growth you need to keep up with inflation. Put it in a tax-free savings account, into a unit trust or an exchange traded fund. But the key there, Jane, is the tax-free savings part, because that money is going to grow and your child's going to pay tax on it if you don't put it in the tax-free savings account. And then the tax man will be benefiting and not your child.
Right, and we don't want that. Let's leave it there. Thank you.